Good morning, everybody. Hello. We've got about I think a 10-second delay. I'm trying to do the count. Let me know when in chat when you can see me and hear me, and I'll count. All right, so it's about a 20-second delay, a bit worse than that. So bear that in mind with chat. If I'm a bit slow in responding, that's what's going on. So, all right, let me get my window set up. Hi, Michael. Good. All right, you can see. Good. All right, great. Awesome. All right, I've got my coffee. Get my windows set up right. Let's see. I can put this here, and we'll keep this up here. Really quiet. Okay. How about now? Does that sound better, volume-wise? In 20 seconds, I'll find out. Okay, let's see. I need to stop that. Audio's turned down. I'll tweak mine a bit here. Let me know if it sounds good and looks good. All right. The I can't tell if the stream's stalled on my end. So if anything happens, just kind of throw it up in chat. I'm gonna put this over here so I can keep an eye on both things. Great. All right. Good. All right. And then I think I'll put this over here. Sorry, I'm still new to this. Still new to all this live streaming business. All right. Cool. So welcome. I've been excited to talk about the new series. Pretty pumped. Just gonna refresh my stream. So I can't tell if it's stalled or not. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's working. Great. Okay, I'll stop tweaking things and I'll just jump into it. So we'll go for a little bit. I don't know how long this will be. Maybe like, I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe, I don't know, 20, we'll see. If you have questions as I'm going, throw them in chat. I'll do my best to kind of watch chat, keep an eye on you, keep it on the screen, and figure all this stuff out. So thanks, 4K. Appreciate the encouragement there. Yeah, so let me, I'll start off by, I'll show you the poster. You may have seen it. I pulled it up briefly there. So here is the poster for the new series. This is Epic Space Battles. So the idea for the next series is I wanted to do a series where, you know, like with Bounty Hunters, with Bounty Hunter and with Blade Runner, it's kind of like this sort of one shot, sort of one little thing, you know, make a cool environment and let's fly through it, or let's do something in the environment. And this time what I wanted to do, oh yeah, I got to show you, don't I? And here it is. This time what I wanted to do was I wanted to do something that was a little more like, I don't know. I don't want to say short film. That's a bit grand. It's not going to be a short film, but I did want to do something that was had shots in it, multiple camera angles, and focused on, I guess, thinking about how do you build anticipation? How do you actually create like a sense of narrative in a series of shots, right? So how do we actually, you know, kind of introduce a scene and introduce a hero and then introduce a villain and kind of put all this stuff together in a really dramatic way and kind of amp it up further and further and further and further and further. So, and so this is going to be a series that's going to try and do that. So I wanted to focus on the whole idea of an epic space battle, and I want to try and teach it in a way that sort of gives you a toolbox of ideas that you can use for any kind of epic battle, really, in space. And I want to. This all kind of started when Blender launched their MantaFlow stuff. So what I wanted to do with that was I wanted to have a chance to explore all the all the dynamic stuff that you get from MantaFlow. And I wanted to do some kind of tutorial series that focused on it. And I thought, what better thing, than explosions to do, right? And so that kind of got me going on this thought pattern. And that's kind of where it went to from there. I also switched cameras. I make it a little bit easier. I can see you now. So the other thing that was really cool was talking to everybody in the Patreon. The people that were in the Patreon for the next series, planning the next series. Some of the ideas that we discussed were like using the fraction modifier to explode things, having like ships like colliding into stuff and exploding and pieces falling off. These kinds of things were like, oh, this is really cool. Let's try and figure out how we could do this in a series. And I kept coming back to the idea of an asteroid field because I really like this whole idea of sort of procedurally generated stuff, and having an asteroid field is like, it's a great playground for procedural generation. So we can have just all these really cool procedurally generated things and have an environment we can like map out these shots and put some ships in it and have them do a bit of a dogfight and try and make it in such a way. I just worked out my logos over my face. That's funny. Here, hang on. There we go. This like delay is killing me. I'm seeing myself in 10 seconds ago, and anyways, that's why I feel a bit distracted when I'm talking. I don't know if you can see my mind's wandering. Okay, so all right. So here's some of the things we're gonna do. The plan is now actually, okay, also I haven't made any of these yet. So this could all like be a disaster and fall apart dramatically, and but it won't. It's gonna be great. It'll be fun. I didn't have any series. I didn't have anything pre-made for Bounty Hunter's Den, or for Blender, was it Blade Runner? So we'll be okay. So what I want to do is, we'll start off and we'll make kind of this like procedural environment. We'll create these procedural asteroids. We'll create kind of a playground, a bit of a space sandbox, a space skybox kind of thing. We'll keep it really low poly. We'll keep it really, really light on the machine. And that's going to enable us to have the flexibility to do a lot of really cool stuff quickly. So what we'll do then is we'll start to map out our shots. So kind of once we've got a random particle system that's flowing and we've got all these asteroids kind of bouncing around, then what we're going to do is we'll have different size asteroids, different types of asteroids, and then we'll bake all those particle systems, and then we're going to map out a camera move through it. So we'll start planning out, okay, well, let's have an opening shot like this, and then we'll cut in close here, and we'll introduce our hero ship like this, and then we're gonna fly in, and we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna bring in the bad guys, and then they're gonna start shooting, and then this is gonna swoop over here, and what we'll probably end up doing is we'll even probably breaking out certain shots into separate scenes. Okay, so like we might go, okay, cool, here's a good moment. Let's do a shot here where the hero ship dives down and the big asteroid collides with another asteroid, just as he narrowly goes through it. And then as it collides, let's have that giant asteroid shatter into 1,000 pieces and scatter off, So that's like a crazy idea, but that might be its own little scene file. So we might just like split off from the main scene file, bring everything over to that, and just focus on doing that one moment, and then render that out as a separate shot. So we won't do too many of those. So kind of the main things that I wanted to explore was I wanted to have at least one giant asteroid shatter and figure out how to do that and have a cool moment where we've got like camera shake and kind of go through and pieces are going everywhere. I wanted to have some ships blow up, so we'll have some of the bad guys' ships explode, and kind of pieces scatter. And so we'll talk about how would we approach that. So how would we have an explosion? How would we have a model that's like articulated and stuff, like breaking off into parts in a way that's quick and realistic but looks good. And so there's a lot of approaches to things like that. So we'll have a go at making that work. And then what we'll do is we will, what else are we going to do? We're going to have, then the narrative stuff. So like how to do a narrative. And what I mean by narrative is just like, how do you introduce a hero? How do you introduce a bad guy? And how do you build tension and a bit of, drama in the midst of that. And then we'll bring that all together to a big climax and, have our big hero ship, escape the scene. The other things that I want to do is I want to cover stuff like, so I've talked about before, I've got these ships that I've pre-made for the series, so we can just jump into it. But there's a couple of things I've left unmade because they're sort of universal, and I wanted to include those and really kind of talk about them in the context of making everything. So the two things are thrusters. So the back of the ship, I want to do focus a little bit on making some thruster magic happen. So how do we get that to happen? How can you have like a control slider to get thrusters to turn on? And how can we have a little bit of distortion and that glow and all that kind of stuff? That's going to be something that we'll do. And then lasers. So lasers are huge for a space battle. So we're going to come up with some really cool way of doing lasers. I've got some cool ideas of like how we might be able to use either particles or some kind of object system that can then react when it hits stuff, and maybe like sparks or little mini explosions happen. Something that's kind of automated is my hope, is that we'll be able to come up with a bit of an automated system so that you can just like animate turning it on, turning it off, and you get all these lasers and all these explosions. It's just going to make the scene look really cool. So we'll see when we get to that. I've got some ideas. There are some limitations on how that could work, but hopefully it'll be really good. So so thrusters, lasers, explosions, dynamics of these like asteroids colliding and fracturing, and narrative. So putting shots together, thinking about shots. And then kind of the last idea that we'll probably explore a little bit is like that idea of oh good, thanks Dylan. I'm watching chat. I'm like, no one's typing anything. Are they with me? It's okay, you don't have to type. So anyways, yeah, I was like, all right, let's have all this come together into a really dramatic, exciting scene. So I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be a great kind of canvas for us to explore a lot of cool ideas. One of the ideas too that I was wanting to think about was talking a bit about something I've been experimenting a bit in my own professional work, is mixing up using EV and cycles. So how EV is like really quick for some things, but the result's not quite as amazing as cycles, but it's still really good. And I'm just thinking like there's cool opportunities to explore there. I think of like breaking up a scene and going, okay, we're going to render all this stuff in EV, so it's just quick and we just get it out. And then we're going to have, thanks chat. Then we're going to have all the like kind of, I don't know, global illumination stuff that's really intense. We could have that in cycles. So we've got both of those systems at play. I think it'd be really, really cool. So this image that you see here is rendered in Eevee. So this was an Eevee render. So I haven't actually used cycles with it, and it looks really nice. So we'll definitely be exploring Eevee a lot more, I think, with this one. So the motion blur and stuff you see in this picture is actually I just threw this on in After Effects. But cycles and Eevee can both do motion blur. They can both do a lot of the same stuff. So camera depth of field, So I think it's going to be cool to play around with the two of them. I want to just find a way of doing something that's really efficient and fast as possible, because that's how it is. Like when you're doing this, when you're doing blenders professionally, especially, like you've got to find ways of being quick. You got to have things that you can, some tools that you can pull out of your toolbox. I'm just gonna drink my coffee. I like my mug, by the way. It's where is it? Where's the camera? Best dad ever. I'd like to say my kids bought that for me, but I bought it myself. I think that might be a little sad. Anyway, cool. So that's the vision. That's where we're going. And I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So if you have any questions, pop them into chat. Let's see. The denizing I know. Let me just check. I haven't been watching it. So cycles is cool. Like with using the denoise AI node. I actually need to get up to speed on where we're at with that. The latest version of Blender 2.8, whatever. There've been some changes to that. I've noticed now there's the two denoisers are still there. But I use the node. I use the AI denoiser node whenever I'm doing denoising. So we'll probably have that definitely in there at some point. And yeah. I find that a lot of people's computers, Daniel, are potatoes. In the comments especially, I think I get all these questions like, I've got this like, really slow machine, and can I do this scene? And So I'm definitely going to try and make it work. So that anybody can jump in and do it. All right, Michael. So it's timeline. Yes. So we're going to start next week is my plan. So I'm hoping that next Wednesday I'll have the first episode. That's the plan. I'm like slammed right now with work. I've got a ton of stuff that I'm trying to get done. So I'm a bit overloaded, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to just pull together some time. I've been scrambling to get all of the spaceship stuff done. I've been trying to record all those. I've almost finished it. I've just got to do the materials for the Hero spaceship, that tutorial. I got to record that one hopefully today at some point, and then that'll be done. And once that's all finished, then I just have to slowly edit those. I'm going to put those out for the Patreon. So if you want to find out how to make the spaceships, you can jump onto the Patreon for that. So that'll be, you'll get the tutorials for those guys at just the $3.99 tier is how that's going to work. And then the assets themselves, those come in at the $9.99 tier. So for $10, you can download the ships and actually just use them in your project. Or for $4, you can watch that series. That series is going to slowly roll out concurrently with the main one, because it's going to take me time to edit and put those together. So it's not all going to come out in one big go. But yeah, my plan is next week. So next Wednesday, we're going to kick off and have the main sort of asteroid fields, what we're start off with. We'll start putting that together. So yeah, that's the plan. Any questions? Any more questions that you've got? I can show you some stuff if you don't have any questions, and then we'll wrap the stream up and yeah, jump into some hopefully some fun things. I'll get Blender going, give you guys a chance to catch up at the stream. I know we got a bit of lag still. Let's see. I'll pull up this. Where is it? Hi, Skylar. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for saying hello. Glad you're stoked, Dylan. Me too. All right, let me show you the scene that I was playing around with the other day. Where is it? There it is. All right. All right, let me just double check. Chat, make sure I haven't missed anything. OpenVDB, good question. I actually haven't explored it yet, so possibly once I get under the hood with it a bit more. All right, so this is my rough mock-up scene of the asteroids. This is where we're going to kind of start with, and it's at the moment pretty simple. It's like a sphere that is emitting all of our particles. If I just turn on cycles, you can see we've got a couple of layers of asteroids. This is all Eevee, of course. So we've got this this massive belt way off in the distance, and then we've got this sort of closer belt. And I've got some extra asteroids like this really big one here. So this looks pretty solid in Eevee. There's the hero ship and the bad guys floating around there. Yeah, so this is going to be fun. But we won't do heaps of procedural stuff with the asteroids. We're going to keep them pretty simple. So again, we can be low poly. A lot of this stuff is just being done with just simple shaders. Let me just have a quick look at chat again. So the series is going to run for, Daniel, it'll be, I have no idea. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be like 10 episodes probably. So 10 weeks, maybe even longer. Each one's gotten a little bit longer, which is scary for me, but hopefully fun for you. That's the plan. And let's see. Yeah, totally going to animate the scene. Skylar, awesome. It's going to be really crazy. We're going to have shots. We're going to have explosions. We're going to have ships fighting and chasing each other. It's going to be really fun. And let's see. Yeah, we're going to do some kind of like, we won't do any portals for this one. But we'll have some energy ball stuff. We'll probably have the lasers. We'll have some kind of like, laser system that we're going to build. I'm thinking we'll have some kind of particle system that we can throw together, and that should be fun. I'll show you what these ships look like. My favorite is the, I'll show you the spider bot. This one's pretty cool. Let me open. Which one is the right one? So I've got so many files, it's hard to see. I think this is the right one. There we go. This is the amazing, cool-looking spiderbot thing. So again, what I'll do with this will be the stuff that will be available to the Patreon. So if you're in Patreon, then you'll get these tutorials on how to make this guy. But let me jump out. I'll also eventually put it on Blender Market as well as a series. So that's another way you'll be able to get it if you want it. But what we will do, what I haven't made, let me get my target thing. So I'll show you, he's got this cool, these arms actually articulate and like fold up and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then we can turn the lights off. Anyways, but what I was showing this for was, what I haven't put together I haven't put together how the guns are going to work. So we'll do that in this series. We'll have like laser blasts and stuff coming out of these things, and we'll set it up in a way that you can have, that you can use with any kind of ship, any kind of thing. And then same here, like I haven't done the thrusters back here. So these thrusters are going to be pretty cool. They're going to be, we'll figure out a way to like have kind of like heat ripples and stuff going on, and how to like, again, like turn it off, just like you can turn these lights on and off here on this thing. We'll do that so that whatever kind of ship you're working with, you'll be able to like boom, turn on those jets, have them kind of kick on. So that'll be fun. That'll be really, really cool. And then this is the other ship. I did the arms with constraints. So I just used some constraints and put those together. Where is it? Version. I've got two versions of this hero ship. Yeah, this is the one that I was working on just the other day. I haven't shaded this one yet, but this is what the other ship's looking like. Got these little guns here and stuff. So again, we'll do thrusters together and we'll do laser blasts together, and how to get all that to work. So let me just double check chat, see what I've missed. Awesome. Glad you're looking forward to it, everybody. This is really exciting. Yeah, polycount. Dylan, this one at the moment, I've got 140,000 faces on that. So decent. Got a lot of modifiers on it, but yeah. Then let's see. Oh yeah, this is as well the concept art that I put together for it, which was kind of cool. Just thought I'd draw out some stuff and get some designs going. So, anyways, let's see. Let me go back to the poster image, and go back to here. Let's move over to this side right there. So awesome. Yeah, so that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. So we'll hopefully, yeah, like I said, we'll kick off on Wednesday next week. We're gonna have all that stuff going. We'll start off with just the procedural environment, so the asteroids, and coming up with how that's all gonna work. Once we've got that locked off, then we're going to be we're gonna go in and start mapping out our shots. And we'll probably do kind of like with the Blade Runner scene, we mapped it out with sort of dummy geometry. We kind of put in some just some cubes. So we might do that instead of our real ships. We'll just have some cubes kind of mapped in and figure out how we're going to have everything fly. And yeah, that's going to be kind of how we're going to put it together. And then towards the end, we'll start working out, okay, where can we use dynamics in really interesting ways, and put that together. And I'll try and come up with some efficient ways to do dynamics, just like with the cloud shader tutorial in the Blade Runner series, we had the really cool, the cloud shader thing, and it was a really efficient way to do volumes. I'm hoping that we'll be able to come up with some stuff like that for this. So like explosions and stuff, maybe can we bake them in some way, or like do them in a separate render file and export them as just an image sequence and then bring that in. And so just ways that we can just be able to work in really fast and efficient ways and throw in lots of explosions and have lots of cool things. And if your hardware is not super fast or super amazing, it's still going to be okay. You'll be able to keep up and do stuff. So that's the hope. And I will also be, I'm also going to be just kind of sticking with the pace of sort of one episode a week, kind of only ever really being an episode ahead of you. So feedback in the comments are really going to be useful and welcome, and I'll put them to good use, hopefully. So yeah, stay engaged with the channel, and as the videos come out, let me know what you're thinking about them. And I'm going to premiere each episode as well, like we usually do. So I'll be there in chat to watch them with you, and you can ask questions there, and we can sort of work stuff out. Join the Discord if you haven't already. That's a great little community that we've got coming together. So the Discord is going to be fun, I think, with this series especially, because as you make progress on your scene, you can post up your renders and how things are going, and it's just a really fun way to interact. We've got a great community going on there. So let's see, a couple more questions. No, I'm not going to use any add-ons. So this is going to be strictly add-on free. I'm going to use just vanilla Blender as usual, just so that we keep it as straightforward as possible for everybody. There are a lot of add-ons that would speed things up or make things really great, but I like just kind of keeping it real clean so that if you could just download Blender and open it, you could do the tutorial without learning any of the add-ons and stuff, and especially without having to buy any add-ons like that. So let's see, anything else I've missed in chat? Doesn't look like it. I think we're all caught up. Yeah, so I'm super excited. Thanks so much for coming along for the ride. Really appreciate it. It's been really fun for me. Watch this little channel grow. We're at like what, 2,600 subs? Like, that's great. That's really cool. I mean, we're still like baby channel, but still fun. So I really appreciate it, and looking forward to doing this one and seeing how long it goes. I've got no idea how long this is going to go, so I hope you're excited and you're into it, because we're just going to like push this thing to the max and make it as awesome as we can. So yeah, I can't think of anything else to talk about, so I'm going to wrap up the stream. Again, there's about a 20-second delay on the stream to where I'm at to where you guys are at, but chat's live. So if you type in chat, I'll just sit on chat for a little bit and type back, and then we'll just wrap it up. So, and then yeah, fingers crossed. I'll let you know. I'll post something in the community or the Discord or on Twitter or something if I've run into delays. So I do have a lot of deadlines right now, and I'm trying to get stuff done. So I actually didn't get to do anything on it yesterday. I try and do a little bit each day on the project. So hopefully this week I'll be able to wrap up stuff and get my life in order so that I can get this to you next week, and we can just start. I want to just start strong and jump out. But if, like I said, if there's any delays, I'll let you know so you can have an expectation. So worst case, like we'll delay to like Thursday or Friday. But anyways, we'll see how we go. All right, cool. That was fun. It's really good to hang out with all of you, and we'll try and do more live streams. Let me know if you like these live streams. We'll do more of them. We'll figure out fun ways of doing it. I may have to do it at different times. I do it right now because my wife takes the kids out for a walk every morning at this time. So we've got this like moment of quiet. That's when I record as well. So otherwise it's just like chaos in this house. I work from home. So anyways, hope you're all staying safe and fighting off the COVID blues. Thanks for having a bit of fun with me and joining me this little Aussie morning for some coffee and some Blender. And I will catch you hopefully next week. Have a fantastic week, and I hope to see you in the Discord. All right, I'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye.